Hi, I'm Chris Taylor. I'm the studio manager here at Park Street Studios, and I'm the director of our new label, Rooftop Records. We set up the label to support some local artists that were coming through. We get to make loads of great records here. A lot of them are signed, but some of them are unsigned, and we just wanted to shout about some of the great music that we were hearing and give those unsigned artists a chance to kind of shine. It all started with a band called Sugarmen, who ironically are in the studio this week.
You get what you deserve. If you go round looking for dirt, yeah.
We decided to help them out a little bit. We did a development deal with them. We did one single deal, and that then led on to us taking them out to South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, where they were watched by this guy, Seymour Stein. Seymour's a huge A&R rep. He's vice president of Warner Records. He loved them, as we did, and he decided to sign them onto Sire Records. And so really we're hoping to set ourselves up as a bit of a transitional label, a bit of a stepping stone label, helping out artists that we find and can see and support, but then helping them get onto bigger platforms and really expose themselves musically to the world.
You get what you deserve. If you go round looking for dirt.
Setting up the label was a really easy process. We looked at lots of different options, but the Ditto package was clearly the best, and the easiest for us. Having the whole record label in a box just meant that we could do it really quickly and really cheaply, and that allowed us to kind of get from point A to point B with relative ease. I think the speed of record label in the box was the thing that really appealed to us. It was the fact that with just one purchase we were able to really get everything that we needed, so everything from contracts all the way through to having a record label, a limited company actually set up for the label, and also just the fact that we would then have an easy way of being really accountable to these people. We're quite a small label, we're supporting local artists, but we want to make sure that we can account back to each of our artists as to what they've earned, what money they're bringing in, what revenue they're recouping in terms of cost. And for us, having the online platform was really the biggest draw, because it allowed us to be really open and transparent. And I think in this day and age, labels have got a bad kind of reputation of stealing all your money and taking all your cash and all that kind of thing. And I think it's really nice to be open and honest and honourable about it, and that ease of accounting was something that really appealed to me. I get a bit blasé about working here. I guess I've been here for 7 years now, and this is kind of just my office. So it's just kind of the room we work out of, but it is great, it's world class. We've got major artists in all the time. And I think that's what's so exciting, is that this kind of allows us to do with some local talent what we've been doing with major artists for a long time, and that's make a fabulous product, but then find a way of shouting out about it and getting the word out there that these guys exist. So in September we did this great thing called Single September, where we released 4 singles, one every Friday, of 4 great local acts that we really love. So we released singles with Soprona, Youth Hostel, Red Rum Club and Venus de Milo, 4 bands that I'm really into. And then to kind of round that off, we decided that we should really have a launch event to kind of let people know that we existed, let people know that Rooftop Records was a thing. And we did that here in the studio, but in the bar part of our studio complex, and we had a Ram night and it was really, really good. Loads of people down, loads of press down.
When you're high and you're alone, you need somebody to find us when you're fucked and on your own. I got to do my self-respect to let you drag me down again, trying to drag.
We got involved with Rooftop it was almost a year ago, but it was like in an unofficial capacity for ages, because Chris knew that he wanted to help out all these bands that he kind of had floating about, but essentially we didn't have the resources to be pushing ourselves forward. And so we've been about for a long time, and then it's only recently that he's kind of gone around let's formalise this whole Rooftop Records thing, and it's become what it's become.
Being an independent artist, I guess at the minute gives us more freedom to find our own sound, to experiment and not be in a box so much. You figure out what we want to be first.
Yeah.
Which at this stage is I think really important.
We got involved with Rooftop through gigging locally, really. There's a man called Carl Hunter who spotted us one of the gigs and had heard us a few demos of ours and that, and you know, he worked closely with Chris and Rooftop and Park Street, and he just passed us on, and we just jumped at the opportunity to get in here. Like, the Park Street's renowned for, you know, the standard of artists that develop. So yeah, we met Chris for the first time, spoke about how things would be, and we picked a song and we just got in and recorded it. It was all very laid back and enjoyable, you know what I mean?
You get a lot more freedom, I can imagine. I think that's where we worked the best, when we got our own time to like let songs develop and go back and rework on some songs to make sure it's perfect when we're coming in to do some singles with Chris. Stuff like that. Obviously we'd love to be coming onto like a major label or something like that from Rooftop, so that's like a bit of a way from. I think that's Chris's aim with the label as well, which is always good.
We're totally in control of the music. Got access to great facilities as well as great people who, you know, the resumes are within the industry, you know, second to none kind of thing. So it's you know, it's a good place to be in, but without hindering us, you know, it spurs us on and enables us really.
I feel it better. The spiral lights have started turning. Now you wrap around my finger where you're supposed to be. I feel it better. The spiral lights have started turning. Now you wrap around my finger where you're supposed to be. I feel it better. The spiral lights have started turning. Now you wrap around my finger where you're supposed to be. I feel it better. The spiral lights have started turning. Now you wrap around my finger where you're supposed to be.
And on the back of that, we've done really well, and we're really proud of kind of our output from Single September. So all 4 bands have had national radio play. We've had loads of support from Radio 6 Music, particularly Chris Hawkins. We've had loads of support from Radio 2 as well. And so it's really nice to kind of really be shouting about and showcasing these artists. And really that's what we set the label up to try and achieve. Ditto Music have been really helpful. There's always been someone at the other end of the phone who's been willing to help, and that's been another real big plus for us with Ditto, is that ease of actually being able to talk to someone. In this day and age, particularly with an online system like that, I was a little bit nervous that we would get left by the wayside, but actually we really can just pick up the phone and speak to someone and get problems resolved relatively quickly.